Aaron Roos here, and I'm here with a Bradley legend. Her name is Lauren. Okay, Lauren, I have a simple question to ask you today, and I want your honest opinion on it because I think it's an important issue relating our private university here. I think the Bradley University general education system, I think it takes a little too long. It's a little too many classes, and I think it really messes with people's scheduling in college, and some could get through and get their personalized professional degree, I think, a little quicker. First off, so my solution is that I think it should be optional. And then if you do have the option to do the gen ed program, if someone wants to stay for 4 years, I think, and of course it would take more money to do the longer degree. I think then even if you take the option to do the gen ed program, I think it should be a little more individualized, where you can take certain classes in different departments that for your degree you otherwise wouldn't be able to take. So, for example, getting credit for just taking a simple elective. What do you think about this my solution?
I mean, I think your solution actually makes more sense, because for me personally, I don't feel like I need to, have early civilizations or Western civilization, just because I'm I am a music major, I'm going into music business. I don't need to know about what happened in ancient Egypt because it doesn't relate to me. Or there's some science classes that I don't necessarily need, but it's one of those things that I just have to take, and it's something I might not be interested in, not really care about, and it doesn't apply to me. I mean, there's some that I feel like it would be beneficial. I feel like psychology is one that's very important, that just because it's a good thing to know how people's brains work and how people function. That's one gen ed I feel like anyone could get and benefit from. And also math is also important, but there's some of those science classes where it's where am I going to need to know the amount of amino acids in a cell? I'm personally never going to need that. So I feel like your solution is where, even if it's you still have to take gen eds, but if it's more modified towards the degree, for music majors, it's you might have to take math and other things, but then you might have to take more it just depends on your degree, I feel and that makes more sense. So I feel like your idea is good, but I feel like it shouldn't be optional, because then most people would just not do it.
Okay. And that's my idea is the reason that I say that maybe it could be optional is if some people just want to learn what they need to learn for a certain career, and not everyone wants the long 4-year college experience of, some people it's real kind of practical, I think, so maybe a 2.5 to 3 year degree. But thank you so much.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'm supposed to keep these short, so Yona will not have to watch 10 minutes. Hello, I'm Aaron, and I'm Aaron Roos. I'm here with another Bradley legend. His name is Zach. Zach, I have a simple question for you, and I want an honest response, because this is a marketability research project. I want to find what the people want.
Indeed.
So I have an idea about the gen ed system here at Bradley. I personally think it should be optional. I think for a student, I've heard a lot of people complain about it, and I think some people would like to get their degree in 2.5 to 3 years. Let's say for an engineer that's already pretty smart and is already well versed in their field, they want to get working, etc. I'm sure there's a lot of engineers that even though they might have an appreciation for a Western Civ or etc. I don't think maybe they should have to take all of the different gen ed requirements. And I think in high school, most people have already taken classes similar to most of the gen eds. So I say that either it should be optional, or if you do have the option where you do a 4-year degree with the gen ed program, I think it should be even more individual. So maybe it's just a certain number of electives where you can choose from any department, and it's not just you have to do 1 English and 2 science, etc. What do you think about my idea and my solution? I'm curious. I want your honest opinion.
I would say I'd say it's a good solution. Definitely better than the current system. Because in my opinion, I think gen eds are absolutely useless for most people. The fact that most people think getting a well-rounded education is what everybody needs, it takes away from specializing in what you really want to do. Exactly. Because you have to use more brain power to focus on all these gen ed classes instead of devoting your full amount of energy to what you really care about. For me, I'm a video game designer, and I don't care about a Western Civ class.
Right.
The only thing that I would care about is possibly getting history for that genre of a game. But I don't ever plan on making a game in that.
And I would argue if you are someone who has the curiosity for that, you will find it. You will find a book and you will read about Western civilization.
Exactly.
Read about it, and the academic system. It doesn't quite. Yeah, and I would also say, do you also think that a lot of those classes people know they have to do it just to do it. So then they just show up and they put the least amount of effort to just get it done. They don't even really value the classes all that much unless it's a really special experience.
Yeah,
Would you
absolutely.
agree?
That was kind of my experience with my English class last semester. You know, I might be a creative writing minor, but that doesn't mean I love English classes. It was
Exactly.
boring. I don't like reading and studying ancient literature. Like, it's just boring for me. I'd much rather be doing creative writing. You know?
Thank you so much, Zach. This has been
No
a pleasure.
problem, man.
I'm just every time.
Hi, my name is Aaron, and I'm here with another Bradley legend. Her name is Kara. Well, Kara, I have a simple question for you, and I just want an honest response because I'm really curious. I want to find what the people want here, and if I could ever be part of changing something for the better, that would be wonderful. Well, I personally think that the Gen Ed system here, I personally think that maybe some people would just want to get their degree in 2.5 to 3 years. And not have to deal with all the particular gen eds that you're told you have to do. So I think it should be an individual choice. You could pay more money and have the 4-year degree with the gen ed program, or maybe not pay as much and just have the quicker degree. And I also think that if you do take the choice to go with the 4-year degree with the gen eds, I think there should be even a higher degree of individual curiosity and specialization where you can choose among different departments which classes to take, rather than you're being told that you have to take this, and this. 1 math, 2 English classes, etc. So I'm just curious, what's your opinion about that idea and solution?
I think there are merits to both. I'm one of those people who would I just want to get out and in my own classroom.
Right.
So to that extent, I don't see the point of gen eds. But I'm in a major where I need lots of background knowledge in all the gen ed areas because I will be teaching, I don't know what grade yet, but I will be drawing from those classes as I teach. So I think there are certain majors like education that need that wide expanse of background knowledge to draw upon, but I think there are other ways you could do it than gen eds. One thing that I've been thinking about recently would be having a social studies for teachers class, because currently we have math for teachers and we all have to take 1 science for teachers, but for things like English, literature, social studies, we have to rely on the gen eds, and there's times when you won't get into the ones you want, and there aren't actually that many options for something that you're interested in. So I think gen eds, you need to have a wider variety of topics to take them on. I know they offer 1 class here every once in a while that's like Irish literature. So that would be very interesting to take because that's something that's it's kind of a niche. It's more oriented to an interest rather than you got this class, congrats, you're 1 step closer to getting your degree. So I think with gen eds, you need to have more variety of topics that would relate more to the majors. I know Zach earlier said the Western civilization classes don't really interest him because he won't be using that knowledge most likely in his future job. So what they could have would be for a Western civilization class, you do like the impact of media in Western civilization. So you'd still kind of tick off those boxes, but it would be it would appeal to you more than just this is Western civilization from this year to this year. Enjoy.
Right. Well, thank you, Kara. This has been a pleasure.